Hey guys, how are you? I'm tired. Are you tired? I'm generally tired, and that will come into play later. Just so you know, before I keep going, I have to preface this by saying I did not prepare anything. I just wanted to come up here and speak from the heart. And when I read the theme of giving a break or getting a break, two stories like just immediately rushed in my brain, right? The first one is about my wife. And I won't delve into it, it's a bit dark, but I just want to give you a glimpse of my life's partner, who's my wife. She's the most incredible person I've ever met in my life. Her generosity, her love are literally the sole reason I am still here standing today and I get to tell you about this experience. I was in a very dark time in my life. My father had just passed in the exact same way I've always told her I would fear it would happen. I've had this fear, which was like it didn't make sense. Like I would tell her this, and she would tell me, "Are you crazy? Who thinks about that?" And it's because I always imagined my dad will die in his sleep, and that's exactly how it happened. So when you put that into play into an adult's life who's trying, to find his voice or his personality in the world, that kind of skews your plans. And it messed me up so hard that I wanted to kill myself. And here I am with this amazing person who, to me, is one of the smartest people I've ever met. She looks at me and she tells me, because I was trying to be an asshole, and she looks at me and she says, "I'll only leave you when I make sure that you're good on your own." And when she said that, something clicked in my brain. I'm like, what does she know that I don't? It's because I trusted her voice more than I trusted my own voice. And through her and her alone, I'm able to stand here today, and I'm still here, and I'm so happy to have met her and have that person in my life. Now, my second story is a direct product of that first story, which is about Canada. And I came here a year ago. I'm an immigrant, the good kind, if you want to. I don't know if you make that distinction. I'm joking. Everybody's good, unless they're nothing. I came here a year ago, and there's a passage, I read a lot of Shakespeare growing up, and there's a scene in Romeo and Juliet that is my favorite play of all time. And I think it was in scene 2, act 2, where Juliet, at her balcony, tells Romeo, "O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?" And then she continues by saying, "What's in a name by which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet?" So to kind of infer, like, whatever he is, Romeo, he's my enemy, he's my family's enemy, I will still love him because he's sweet without that name. And that never clicked to me. Like, I never thought about that in depth until I came to Canada. Because, and I know people can complain about Canada, and I know valid stories, I'm sure. Like, I'm not here to cancel out your own experiences. But Canada, in so many shapes and forms, renewed my lease on life. To be able to be in a country where I'm treated like a human, to be able to be in a country where I'm looked at as an equal, to be able to be in a country where my voice matters. I come from a country called Lebanon in the Middle East. I don't know if you've heard about it. We are plagued with bombings, terrorism, wars, you name it. It's a catalog of how can we fuck this up, and it's a buffet. It's all you can get out of that menu. So coming here, and the fact that it's been a year that I have not heard a single explosion, the fact that I can walk safely-ish around Hamilton, that renewed my lease on life. And for that reason, those 37 years that I spent in the Middle East are less than this 1 year I spent in Canada till now. And this is all to say, I am tired. But if an orange clown wants to pull some shit against Canada, I understand what the word Canada means now. And no, there is no other name for Canada except Canada, because that name encompasses all the social contracts this country has built through decades. We are tolerant, we are loving people, we are caring people. And that's what Canada means, and that's what the word Canada will always mean. So if that orange bastard wants to pull shit on Canada, let me tell you this. I'm not too tired to pick up arms and shed my blood for this land. Thank you.
I can't imagine coming from someplace where you are listening for gunfire or for aggression. So the way you explained it, that you just said it's been a year and it feels like you've jumped forward, that you've lived more here.
Yeah.
I can understand it, but I can't imagine it.
Yeah.
Why come to Canada in particular? I mean, why not Europe or the States or anywhere?
Okay, so growing up, I come from a family, we're married across the globe. So French, Swiss, Chinese, you name it, right? So growing up, I always kind of surrounded myself with the Western culture. And I've always looked up to this side of the world thinking, I am that. Like, why am I here? I am that. So I've never clicked in that region. So... And then I think I was 13 or 14 when I heard it for the first time in a comedy show where like, oh, Canadians are too nice. I'm like, Canadians? Oh yeah, I know about Canada. And I looked it up and I just fell in love instantly. And until this day, like I still open my bedroom window or I text my wife, holy fuck, like I'm in Canada. Like I cannot believe it. It's such an honor to me to be able to be here. Like I don't think I get to be here just because I decided to. No, it was a privilege to be selected as part of the PR program to come here. Like I'm a Canadian on probation, I call it. That's how I view it.
Cool. It's wonderful. I'm sorry if you're someplace where you have to say, no, I'm one of the good immigrants.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, but there's so many people right now we're looking for scapegoats for anything.
Yeah.
So if it's ever happened to you, I want to apologize.
No, never.
On behalf of the entire like rational thinking.
No, man, it's been a year. I've had nothing but like good interactions with people. I've often texted my wife like, holy fuck, this lady yelled at me for not wearing a jacket in winter. Which, I mean, it's silly to you guys, but to me, it's like, holy fuck, this lady cared so much about me, a stranger, that she had to yell at me. Don't you have a jacket at home? I'm like, yes, ma'am. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
thank you for your concern, madam.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Cool.